What's happening, guys? Dan Debenham here. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be able to do cinematic footage with your mobile phone? Welcome back, guys. Yes, we're looking at the anamorphic lens from Moment, and that goes with this Moment case, which is attached to my phone at the moment. It's got a great piece of walnut on the back of it, and that is the actual lens itself. It's square and made out of aircraft grade aluminium, along with an elliptical iris rather than a circular one, which is what you'd expect from a normal camera lens. It's also got a bowed piece of lens inside it, which gives you 33% or thereabouts more vision, more coverage on your lens, so you're going to get a lot wider and a lot narrower look to your footage. That is how you get cinematic footage or cinematic looking footage without adding the fake black bars at the top and the bottom that so many people love, me included. But this also adds an extra element of stuff to it. So what would a cinematic sort of aspect ratio look like? Let's just take a look at some stuff that I've shot both on this DSLR here that we're filming on now and on the anamorphic lens attached to my phone. So as you can see, it gives you a much thinner and longer and wider view to your footage, and it does add an element of cinematicness to it. It does look like it should look like you would expect a big style movie to look. Typically, anamorphic lenses are massively expensive. I saw one a few weeks ago, which was sort of in the sale. I think it was in B&H. And it was at like 60,000 quid, $65,000, I think it was, something like that. Ridiculously expensive. You can get adapters and all the rest of it for your DSLR, but these run sometimes into the thousands once you've started totting up all the other things you need along with the adapter and everything else. They can be sort of knocking on to £1,000 and more. This anamorphic lens, this is £149 or about $190, something like that, and it gives you an excellent start into anamorphic footage. The app itself is brilliant. De-squeezing it comes in squished, so you're looking at it. The viewer itself, it doesn't look squished, but when you get the actual final footage out, if you don't de-squeeze it, everything is very tall and very crushed in, because what it's doing is it's getting this size image into this size space, and then it needs to be de-squeezed, so it needs to be pushed down at the top and the bottom and then spread out at the either edge. And you can do that, as I say, from within Filmic Pro. You can do it from within the Moment app itself, will automatically do that, and I'll just pop that up now so you can see that actually happening. And it's just a toggle switch and it will automatically do it for you, or you can do it within Premiere Pro. You can go to detect footage, modify, etc, and I'll do a tutorial on that at a later date. This actual lens is very good. You can take photographs on it as well, which give you that unique very widescreen look, and then obviously you can bring them into Lightroom and so on and so forth. It's an exceptionally good lens. It's something that I think as a filmmaker and even a photographer that matter, it's just a unique way of doing things, and the build quality is absolutely amazing. It is, as you would expect, very high build quality from Moment. Very well done, very great customer service. The lens was here again. This is the second lens I bought from them, and it was here within 2 days, and that's from all the way over in America. Couple that with other stuff I've ordered which took from America, which took a month to get here. They were straight on the ball, it was straight here. I was using it within a few days. To be honest with you, I live probably about 10 minutes from an Amazon warehouse, and they take longer to get stuff to me than what Moment did. It is absolutely amazing. Their customer service is great, they're great people, they're great to talk to if you've got any questions and you need to ask any advice. With regard to actually filming with it, it's very, very easy. The whole process is absolutely amazing. You don't have to sort of go into anything in depth. You just grab your camera, stick the lens on, twist it on, it locks in place. As with all other lenses, it just sits straight on the case, and it's absolutely amazing. There is some bend to it, so there is a slight bend top and bottom. I'll just put a little bit of footage of some sheep, I think they were, that I took, which have got a gate in front which shows the bend a little bit. There is a little bit of bend to it, although it's not noticeable in normal operation. If you've got things close in mind, it is worth bearing in mind that there is a little bit of bend, and that's due to how the lens is conformed and the aspect ratio that it's at. That is, some people do like that. I particularly don't mind that at all. It is pretty much obvious on all things that are anamorphic. You do get some kind of slight distortion, but it is what it is, and that is how anamorphic lenses operate in the most part. As I said, this is very well built, it's very nicely done. There is a glass cover across the top of the actual elements themselves, so if you're getting fingerprints on it, you're not messing around trying to get those fingerprints off. It's just a straight wipe over, so there is some sort of dust type shield that goes over the top of that. Also, that comes with it comes with a little bag to put it in if you haven't got a little case or anything else from Moment, which they also sell. But it also comes with a very small and very, very tiny sort of Allen key, and that, I didn't know this. I was looking, I thought they'd missed mine, but they actually hadn't. What it is actually is it's attached to the bag itself. It's sort of threaded onto the bag itself, so don't throw that bag away without first checking. And what that does is it allows you to unlock the front of the lens and then orientate it in the right way. Because some cameras are orientated differently when they are landscape or portrait, and so you might need to adjust those for your particular mobile phone so that it then is orientated in the correct way for your camera, so you get the footage in the right way. What an anamorphic lens also does, because of that bend, it also allows you to get those amazing lens flares that you get from lights coming towards you. And I popped out to the end of my street the other night and took some night video, of some cars passing by, just to illustrate what that sort of flare is about. And that's that great flare that you see on some of these movies when you see a subway train coming towards you and it's got that brilliant light flare, and an extreme version of lens flaring would be the first of the new Star Trek movies, with, I think it's the J.J. Abrams one, and that is just an absolute abundance of lens flares, absolute, way too much, way too much. Thankfully Moment have not gone down that route, and these are quite subtle, and they do work absolutely brilliantly. It just gives that little bit of a cinematic feel where you get that nice lens flare, which is what you're looking for with an anamorphic lens. You're not only looking for the aspect ratio, which could be achieved basically by adding black bars top and bottom, but you are also looking for that lens flare that you get from an anamorphic lens with that concave. Basically, you've got the lens, and then you've got this concaved sort of glass filament in front of it, which is sort of coloured, and that gives off, in this case, it gives off a very, very nice sort of blue sort of flare to it. And that is what you're looking for when you're looking to film with an anamorphic lens. You're looking for that holistic cinematic approach where you get this whole thing, and that adds that vision to your production, to your video, to your film, and that just gives it that little bit extra something that you wouldn't ordinarily get from a flat sort of DSLR lens or a cinema lens or whatever that may be. These are absolutely amazing. If you've not tried one, get one. They are absolutely brilliant, fantastic. Couple that with a handheld gimbal such as the DJI Osmo 3 or whatever it is, and you've got yourself a great cinema looking rig. The app itself, as I said before in previous videos, it is easy to use. You've got plenty of video adjustments with it, etc. It can go through the whole thing, and change ISO, change the manual focus, change the EV, you can get the white balance, etc, etc. You can focus on one thing and you can meter the light from something else, so you can split the focuses in out so you get 2 points rather than just one. Very, very intuitive app, absolutely brilliant. Cannot stress enough how good these are. If you're a filmmaker or a photographer, get out and get one. I'll stick some photos up so you can have a look and see what they look like. These are both from the DSLR photos, and then you see the difference in width and the aspect ratio for the anamorphic photos. As I say, they just add an element, something unusual, because you're taking photos from primarily a cinema type lens, so you're getting a different aspect ratio to the normal sort of 4:3 and 16:9, etc, etc. Or the 1:1, which is so popular with Instagram. So with that, I think that's all there is to it. It's absolutely amazing. Do get one if you can. They are so cheap and they add such an amazing sort of ability to your filmmaking. They're just absolutely fantastic. And with that, that's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you liked the look of it and you went for it. It's brilliant. Have a great time, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!